We hot.
Good morning, Thursday, and good morning to my theft of a husband. And welcome back to another episode of
We shouldn't have a podcast, but we do. But we do. We shouldn't have a podcast, but we do. And you're listening to it.
You literally steal everything.
No, I don't.
You do.
I was trying to figure out, I was trying to catch it, ooh.
No.
Ooh. Ooh.
But it wasn't meant for you to catch.
Oh.
I wasn't tossing it to you.
Oh, it was one of those things that you were trying to bring in. You were just going to do on your own.
No, I was just kind of like riding my own wave. Do I ever get my own wave?
What's wrong with you?
Oh my gosh. This is what all those women would complain about back in the day about marriage and kids. Everybody just steals all your stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Just kidding. Good morning, guys. I'm going to move on. That joke died about 10 minutes ago.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm loving your energy. Holy moly. Your energy is on you on zone.
Why did that not feel like you were telling the truth?
I am telling the truth.
Okay. You like it?
I love it.
What do you like about it?
I'm just loving you are in the building. We know that you are in the building right now. There is no doubt about it.
You know, my therapist always said that. No, I'm just kidding. But oh my gosh. Come on, Lace. Why you gotta ruin a story before you even get started? But you know how therapists are always like you don't have to fill the empty space in conversation and in the room. Like you can just be still. No, I'm like, you know what? Actually, you're wrong, because in a podcast you want to fill the empty space most of the time. So honestly, yeah, I'm kind of killing it.
Yeah, no, you are. You are killing it. You've come out the gate hot.
Thank you.
I love that for you.
Thank you. What do you have rocking today? Because honestly, when I saw you got dressed, I was like, oh, so we're just like giving up today.
I have on a vintage Harley Davidson 3XL shirt that I've had for a long, long time. And then I have
on top of your newly shaven chest.
Now, why was that pertinent information?
Because I can't stop thinking about it. I woke up and saw it this morning and I was like, just, I don't know, taken aback, excited, felt like a little kid again. I don't know. It was just wild.
Oh my gosh.
Your shaven chest like did something to me that I didn't expect. Because I love when you have hair on your chest too. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm done. Okay, so you're wearing Harley Davidson.
And Driveway Paradise hat.
Love that hat.
Really, really dope. Really, really dope hat. Really cool brand.
When people say juice, what are they pertaining to?
You know, the juice, the sauce.
Okay.
The barbecue sriracha.
What is your, like, juice? Like, what is...
Well, if you don't know, then that's the problem. If you got juice, you don't have to tell people you have juice or why you have juice. People just know you got juice.
You're just juicy.
Everyone.
Isn't it funny how, like, if you just say the word in the context of, like, oh, you know, it's the juice, it's the sauce, it makes perfect sense. But as soon as you say juicy or, like, what's your juice, it gets weird really quick.
Yeah, juicy, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's just funny. Like,
I probably won't be wearing a hat that says juicy. But
exactly. Isn't that funny?
Isn't that wild that just reminds me of...
Juicy Couture.
Took me back to 8th grade when everybody had the bedazzled juicy on their butt.
Yeah.
I was like...
And I just feel like nothing was like over-sexualized then. Like if you wore Juicy Couture and your booty said juicy, it wasn't like... It just... I don't know. I never felt like it was like what it would be today.
No, definitely not. Isn't it still around?
Yeah, I think they've like made a comeback with Alix Earle, your fave. We got in a long talk the other day about Alix Earle.
I can't venture back down that path. I can't. But
yeah, Juicy
Couture. Oh, and it was baby fat.
Baby fat.
Yeah.
Apple bottoms.
Alix Earle sponsored by Juicy Couture.
She did a campaign with them. Wow. She's killing it.
Shout out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That reminds me of her and the whole Braxton Barrios thing. Can I talk about that real quick?
I mean,
you showed me the So you showed me the Instagram story of, who was it before you showed me his? It was
Sophia.
Was it Sophia
or Sophie?
Whatever they were showing, where she had just come out and said something like to the effect
it
of,
was just a random TikTok, I
Yeah, it
think,
was
on my For You page.
yeah. And so, I thought something had like happened, or somebody had made a comment or something where he felt like he had to then come out and make.
I think Sophie was just saying stuff, and
Yeah.
then the news just popped off. Like, not the news maybe, but like TikTok popped off about it.
Yeah.
Like it was a hot TikTok topic.
And I feel like for him, like at the end of the day, yes, you don't want people assuming things. Oh, I know exactly what it was. It was a Sophia Franklin and Hannah thing where they were talking about him, where they were going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about Giggly Squad, Hannah Burner and Paige.
Yes. That's what we saw.
Yeah.
They went nuts. They went crazy.
It was less about him, more about they just got on the topic of his name and they went crazy.
Yeah, and they're from the South-ish, like
who?
No,
they're from New York and New Jersey.
Anyways, that it wasn't even about him. It was just about.
It was a bit.
It was a bit, and it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And then after that, we saw his story, and
yeah,
like again, I think that his
Braxton's my pal.
Yeah. No, I'm saying I think that his old girl is tripping. I think she went and blew up his.
She's sad.
She blew up his spot. She has tried hard to like just make it very, very hard for him right now. But I think that the only thing that he was doing a great job of ignoring it. He was doing a superb job. Mm-hmm. He should have never even posted the video.
You think? When you watched it, you said respect?
No, I said respect, and I was like, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, you just gave them something else to talk about. You've just pushed this story another 3 days, because I guarantee you, if he had not responded and said one word, they would have been like, dang, so, oh, maybe it's just they would have still had to assume. There was no context to anything that they were saying. It was only, oh, well, he's done this, and they were, obviously making the jokes and whatever else, and obviously Alix is involved in the situation. She just is. But yeah, I think he should have just kept it still a mystery and been like, yeah, y'all will never know.
Yeah.
Type of thing. That was the only critique I had about that entire situation.
Okay.
Everything else, I'm like, dang, like that's what you get when you start messing with the most popular girl.
Yeah, which
in
he
America,
knew.
right? Which he knew, but I'm saying, I don't think he thought it was going to blow up.
I doubt he thought that his ex was going to be as vocal as she was. But
He definitely underestimated.
I don't know. I see both sides, because like I could see how the silence would probably, you would think it would kill it, but then it also allows other people to like create more narratives.
But that's fine though. It's not true.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying, like, I think that for what he put out, it was the perfect amount. He didn't need to do any more than what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think what he said was just like clean cut and dry.
Yeah. You know how I always think about it? I'm like,
And maybe it made him sleep better at night. So then good. It's a win for him.
That's true. I always think about, like, how would Drake go about this?
Oh gosh. I don't know if that's the best.
How would he handle this situation?
Write a 15-song record about it.
Maybe he should have just went and wrote some tracks. I don't know.
But I don't know. Nothing about the way that him and Alix are going about this irks me. I don't know why. I don't know why. It just doesn't
honestly,
irk me.
It doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. Then I'm the first person. Like when we watch Housewives, I'm like, damn, like he's tripping. This one, I'm just kind of like, he said he didn't want to be with you. You thought he was going to downgrade, and he went and got with something like
the it girl.
He got with the it girl, and you mad. You're really you're upset.
Which, yeah, we've all been there.
All been there, but yeah, she's kind of she might have went overboard with it at this point. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're making people pick a side.
Yeah.
You're publicly being divisive to try and make it his life harder.
Yeah.
And so she knows what she's doing, but again, like we all been there, but we all ain't been, had the following and, been able to blow our ex-boyfriend's spot up. Mm-hmm. Wild.
Remember 5 minutes ago when you're like, I can't even go down that road. We're down it now, baby.
Yeah, because you said it, and then I just like remembered actually I had a I told you to remind me about that for the podcast tomorrow.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it.
Anywho, you did something really sweet yesterday that I want to tell people about.
Okay.
And it's so funny how this has just worked out in your favor. Seriously. Because since Christmas, my birthday, Valentine's Day, our anniversary, I don't even know, like
all the holidays.
Mother's Day, all the holidays, I've asked Jackie for a Kindle. And I didn't receive one, which granted, we were in Turkey for a lot of those months except for February. Well, we were in Turkey and you can't get a Kindle there because Amazon's on a thing there. And there's some, I forget what the other one's called, a Kobo or something.
Yeah, they got something else that they have.
Yeah, that's European, but it wouldn't probably have worked as well for me when I got back over here. So I really wanted a Kindle. And I wanted the Kindle because when we go overseas, packing like 10 to 15 books for 8 months is a lot of weight and space in a suitcase when we're only bringing 3 a piece for 8 months. So it was honestly a practical ask. Never received one. So then it became a running joke of me being like, I'm going to ask for a Kindle for every holiday, every Christmas. Like already I told him, I was like, oh, I can't wait for Christmas 2023. Maybe I'll get a Kindle this year. And
it became a bit.
And yeah, so yesterday we go to get in the car to go to the grocery store, and I open the car door, and there in my passenger seat is a Kindle. And I was so excited. I genuinely didn't expect it. Couldn't be happier. Like I said, this worked out somehow in your favor. Like, I think it's just because, I don't know, like I truly didn't have expectation on it. You knew I wanted it, but I was like, when I receive it, he's going to know how much it means to me. And it did. It meant so much to me. Ball my eyes out.
Yeah, I was going to say, you bawling your eyes out in the car on the way to Trader Joe's was quite the sight. No, I'm glad you like it. I'm expecting a lot of knowledge.
Yep.
And I'm expecting the vocabulary to pick up. I'm a little bit nervous because you're going to come on here and say some word. I'm
going to be a wizard. A word wizard.
Just my
I downloaded The Return of the Gods already.
Yeah, how is it? How far have you gotten?
I've gotten 5 pages in, so I'm kind of like,
okay, well, that's a start.
A pro.
Yeah, that's a start.
No, but I'm really excited. Yeah, it's like a very spiritual book in the sense that it's talking about it's a concept, so it's not like, I'm not saying this is fact, it's just kind of like someone's theory.
Yeah, it's like a C.S. Lewis type of book, right?
I don't know yet. Okay. I don't know.
That's what I just took it as, because
we'll see.
Okay.
But basically,
do you know anything about the author?
No, that's why I was saying that. I don't know. Like, I know C.S. Lewis is a devout Christian, so like I don't know. I'm pretty sure this man's a Christian. I know that he uses scripture as like his backing on all of it, but sometimes people just study scripture so that they have the knowledge, maybe not because they actually believe, but I believe he's a believer. Mm-hmm. I need to look into it more. Yeah, but I heard someone in my Bible study book club on Monday recommended it to me. So, and then it was on the front page when I opened my new Kindle. So I was like, I feel like this is a sign. But anyways, it's basically about how like there were these gods that people worshipped back before Jesus came, all this stuff. And when Jesus came, he like took back over dominion, and like, or removed their dominion, and they went away. But it talks about in scripture how when that happens, when the demons leave, that like in the new generation, they'll come back with 7 more bad spirits, basically. Wow. And so his theory is basically that that's happening right now. These demons are coming back, and that they show themselves in different parts of our culture, and like the uprisings that have happened in different parts of our culture, and whatnot. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. It is like, I don't know. I think everybody, like we always talk about, have to work off their own convictions. I don't know how I'm feeling yet. Like, I don't know. I'm still talking to the Lord on it. Like, if this is something I should be reading, I don't know why. There's something in me that's like, should I not be reading this? But then also I read Mark this morning, Mark 7, and they were talking about like, it's not what goes in a man that defiles him, it's what comes out. And I was just thinking about that. I'm like, meaning what they're like, what comes out of your, like if you like, basically it was a parable Jesus said. So he says it, and then all the disciples like, so wait, what did you mean? And he's like, y'all don't understand either. And I'm literally like, that's how I feel right now. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
you said it, and then it took me a second. I went, wait, does that mean what I think it means, or did he mean something else?
Yeah, at the time it was still the thing where it was like, don't eat these meats, don't do this, don't do blah blah blah. So when he talked about it, he said it's not like what goes in and through your stomach that like comes out that defiles you. It's from the heart. So like what flows from your heart is what defiles you, not from your stomach, from your
heart posture on what you're doing.
Like
where
the health of your heart.
Yeah, where are you operating out of?
Yeah,
are you operating out of to be spiteful? You operate out of it to try and love that person and try to move forward.
Yeah, and I think like what flows from your heart like outwardly is like then in turn like what you end up partnering with, like, and what either gives strength to the Holy Spirit and in your partnership with Him, or like to your like it chooses who you serve basically.
I understand. Yeah. Wow.
Anyways, that was a lot. Didn't get into that, but
I told you I need to still check. I haven't looked at, but I'm pretty sure I have that same book upstairs. So if I can, I'm gonna try to read it alongside you.
With me. Let's have a mini book club, me and you. We don't do enough together.
Okay, sounds good.
Only everything.
Yeah, only everything.
But anyways, let's jump into current events.
Okay,
let's get it popping.
You go first.
I saw that the Indiana Jones premiere is today.
Indiana Jones premiere. I'll be honest with you. I haven't watched Indiana Jones.
I was gonna ask
since 19.
Don't date yourself.
Maybe 2000. I honestly, I can't even tell you when the last time I watched an Indiana Jones movie. I love Harrison Ford, but Indiana Jones to me is played out. I don't know. I've just never been
here first, folks. Wish App will not be watching Indiana Jones. We will not be catching it in theaters.
No, I think it's like I'm just like
I don't care.
What's that?
I don't care.
No,
I'll watch Jungle Cruise.
I've never. We do need to finish that. But Indiana Jones, I didn't even know that I didn't even know when they were still. I didn't even know they were still making movies. But it's like
me neither.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Anyways.
Well, it's out there if you want to check it out.
Well, maybe if there's nothing else on.
Wow.
I might slide over and watch.
I'm sure there will be always
shout out Harrison Ford though, because Harrison Ford is a great actor.
Is he even in this one?
I mean, I believe so. If they're doing Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford, then they definitely need to throw the movie away.
Can I tell you something? I've never seen Indiana Jones.
Really?
I believe
that doesn't shock me.
I believe that I've like seen the books when I was a kid.
I seen
the books. Oh, didn't read the books. I've seen the books.
Yeah, seen the books.
But now that I have a Kindle.
Yeah, Indiana Jones. I don't know if Indiana Jones started off as a book, but and then turned into a movie. I'm not very sure. I've never even heard anybody even really discuss Indiana Jones. But I know
you are flaming.
No, I'm saying I know people know it in pop culture, but I've never like known people to really like enjoy the movies. But that's just me.
Okay.
But shout out Indiana Jones premiere. I hope that
we wish you well.
Yeah, I hope that they
become a box office hit. Is that even still a thing?
I think so.
Okay.
We got
you have a story for us because you were telling me a little bit yesterday.
Yes. So I read off the list of what was I gonna say? The list of cities that there are reporting that there's an Airbnb collapse. So I had another podcast that I was speaking on, and I talked about how, or I guess the woman that I had on spoke about Airbnbs and that everybody is essentially buying up all of these properties to do Airbnbs to rent them out to have income and that turnover. Like I think probably 4 years ago, maybe like a little bit before COVID, people were doing that Airbnb whole thing where they were even going up to people who had houses and then rent out the rooms and put those on Airbnb. So I think it's just oversaturated, and she talked about that. But this list came out that said the Airbnb revenue collapse. So top 10 cities. And actually the first one is Sevierville, Tennessee. So is that
Sevierville?
Sevierville, Tennessee is the number one.
Yeah.
And minus 47.6% drop. So I
actually think that's where that treehouse type cabin that I've gone to a couple times is, and I haven't been in a couple of years.
Really?
I need to go back.
Oh no, my goodness.
I know.
Well, hopefully they're doing all right, but
I hope so.
I guess says change in revenue available listing from. So I guess people were making. I guess it went from $6,000 a month to $3,000 a month.
Dang.
And then it's just, I guess it's just continued to drop. So
for some people that's like just covering their mortgage.
Yep, exactly. So the margin I guess has shrunk, but it's that, then Phoenix, Arizona, Austin, Texas, Myrtle Beach, South California, South Carolina. I'm tripping this morning. San Antonio, Texas. Then you got Asheville, North Carolina, Salisbury, Maryland. Nashville, Tennessee is 8th.
Really?
Yep, at 39%. So it went from 3,500 to 5,700. And then you have Denver, Breckenridge, New Orleans, Lakeland, Seattle, Panama City, Orlando, Florida. So it says many speculate the reason for the crash is the contrast between a surge of travel in 2022 as the pandemic eased, and this year where rising costs of living and the looming recession have people pulling back on travel spending.
Dang.
And
I mean, it makes sense.
And it says what's scary for the U.S. housing market is just how many Airbnbs there are. It says data from All Rooms shows 1 million Airbnbs or Vrbo rentals, and compared to only 570,000 homes for sale, creates huge home price downside if struggling Airbnb owners elect to sell.
Oh my gosh.
So it's interesting.
Our poor economy.
Yeah, it's I think it's gonna get pretty interesting and dicey here in probably the next 6 months if I had to guess, like leading up to the election, after the election, and kind of what that looks like. Maybe we'll continue to go up. The stock market, like I've told you, is actually performing well. Yeah. It's like Airbnb stock and stuff I know is performing quite well.
That's so crazy. I can't talk about it. It actually makes me anxious. I'm thinking about the grapes. But can we go back to movies? Yeah. Because this is stressing me. Okay. But thank you for sharing. Of course. It's actually good to know. Yeah. And in case anyone's buying any Airbnb properties anytime soon, don't do it.
Or at least do your research on where you're getting an Airbnb. Research.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yep. So back to movies. One that you actually really like. Superman.
I do love Superman. Legacy. Now, explain to me what Superman Legacy is, because I'm not even up to speed on the DC universe.
Yep. So it's just news that they casted their what are the leads? Clark Kent, Lee,
and Lois Lane.
Yeah. It's gonna be Clark Kent's gonna be David Cornsweet.
Let me see him.
He looks Clark Kent.
He looks like the last Superman.
And then Lois Lane's gonna be Rachel Brosnahan.
Do you know who that is?
Why do they have to have such complicated last names for me today?
Speaking on that, sidebar real quick. Did you know that I saw something was like Jamie Foxx's real name isn't even Jamie Foxx?
What's his real name?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. You know what? Doesn't surprise me at all, because being in the music industry for 10 years, every person that I meet, I'd introduce myself and they'd be like, is that your real name or your stage name? That is the most normal thing. Everyone changes their name.
I didn't realize they did that in acting, but this Jamie Foxx's real name is Eric Marlon Bishop.
What?
How did he get Jamie Foxx? And wait. This is the best one. Hold up.
This David guy is going to be a great Clark Kent. He looks just like him.
Vin Diesel's real name, Mark Sinclair.
Stop.
Being dead serious. Mark Sinclair.
I mean,
look.
Vin Diesel doesn't sound like a real name, so.
I thought his real name was Vin Diesel. I for real thought that was his real name.
I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Man, they fooled me.
But yeah, basically, Superman Legacy says it follows Superman as he reconciles his heritage with his human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way in a world that views kindness as old-fashioned. And it comes out in 2025, so we got a minute.
Actually have a story, like 1 degree of separation from Superman. Let's just say that. Because Superman's from Kansas. Just saying, he's from Smallville, Kansas, right?
Tell us.
So Superman was from Kansas, but
I thought he was from Metropolis, Illinois, or wherever the heck I was, where I got a ticket.
He lived in Metropolis, yes.
I can't.
He's not from Metropolis. Superman is from Smallville.
Okay. Like the character is, or
Clark Kent is from Smallville
in the movies.
In everything, Clark Kent is an alien that from outer space.
I know nothing about Superman.
I know. And so he landed on Earth in Kansas in Smallville. The family found him in the cornfield, adopted him, took him in. He goes to high school, goes everything, and then after high school, he then moves to Metropolis. Lois Lane. He went to high school with Lois Lane, meets up with Lois Lane, and then obviously he's Clark Kent, the reporter, and then he turns into Superman. That's his identity.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's a whole thing. Anyways, where the first movie Man of Steel was filmed, when I was in college as a junior, I was working out in Chicago, and the guy that I was staying with, him and his wife, they owned farmland, his dad's farmland up in northern Illinois, like somewhere in northern Illinois. I don't know exactly where. And this was it's kind of out by Glenbard, if anybody knows that area. So
northern Illinois.
Warner Brothers got in touch with him, and it was while I was there. He was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I think Warner Brothers. So I went up there once. The second time I came back, they had got in contact with them and built the set for that movie. So all of the stuff that you see in Man of Steel, that's his house and the yard and the farm, everything. I've been up there. They had
in northern Illinois.
Yeah, they had a security guard up front. We drove onto the property and they had built out the entire house, everything.
And it's still all there?
I don't know if it's still all there. This was in 2011.
Yeah.
But when they filmed the movie, everything, he was up there, saw it, the production.
Wow.
They were all up there filming it. I think that was the one Katie Holmes was in, I believe. But
you mean my old co-star?
Yeah. So yeah, that was filmed in Illinois, and you see it, and you wouldn't think that.
Yeah.
It was like between 3 different locations, and they picked his. I think he said he got compensated really well.
Wow.
As well for them doing
probably $500,000. If not $1 million.
Yeah, he didn't tell me. He just said he did really well on that, because I mean they had that whole property, like everything, for probably 5 years.
Dang.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways.
Dang.
Little random Superman.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Stuff, history or whatever you want to call it.
Love it. We're excited to watch that one in 2025. We'll talk about it on the podcast. But our last current event is just congrats to Chrissy Teigen and John Legend for welcoming their 4th child. They did it via surrogate.
Did they really? That's awesome.
Yeah, which made me think about Khloe Kardashian, which made me think about the Kardashians came out last night. So we have to catch up on that.
We got to lock in.
Yep. But I really want to jump into Love Island.
Okay, let's do it.
Because we caught up last night.
Yeah. What you got to say?
I don't even.
What do you have to say?
There's so much. Mitch, how in the world has Mitch not been voted off by the fans? Am I the only one?
Twitter's 50. From what I understand from Twitter is a split decision on Mitch. Some people love him because he's stirring the pot, and other people just think he's massively cringe. And that must be balancing it out to where people are trying to keep him on, people are trying to keep him off. So I could see maybe him not getting voted off.
Yeah,
I would love to know who was second in that.
Oh my gosh.
But Mitch is one of them dudes. It's like, I don't even know how to describe Mitch, man. Mitch is one of a kind.
I just feel like he lacks integrity. That's a big statement, and I don't know. It's a big statement, but
integrity, or is it just more of like? Is it just more of those things where like he just wants to? I think he's doing it just to be on the show. He just wants to be on the show. I feel like he's not really like locked into. He's like, yeah, I really like you, and I'm not closing myself off.
He'll just couple up with anyone that will give him a time of day because he wants to stay on the show.
Yeah, he's
trying to get that boohoo deal.
I'm gonna be very curious to see how much longer he lasts, because none of the girls even find him attractive or like want to be.
They were all hating on his kissing.
Yeah, they were all hating on him and saying he was the worst kisser. So
they weren't being mean about it, but they were just,
they were flaming him
indirectly hating.
How do you feel about Zach getting rejected by I wish I could even remember her name. Katie, yeah.
I loved it. Zach, in my humble opinion, Zach should have left with Molly. He was acting like they were like 1 week away from getting engaged.
Yeah.
Molly got kicked off, and then Zach stayed, and then Zach immediately jumped in a relationship with Katie, and Katie swerved him from kissing her. Yeah. And I loved every second of it. And ladies, I just take that as an example. You don't have to kiss them if they come in and try to kiss you. Yeah. You don't got to kiss them.
He had two hands. Like, he was trying to really, and she was like,
I'm good. And respect.
Yeah.
You have a say. I just love that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like none of the girls feel like they can do that on that show.
No, for sure. I mean, she's an OG too. She's been through this before. She doesn't feel like,
pressure.
It doesn't feel pressure. She knows she's the hot commodity right now. And then Tyreek, I gotta Tyreek told him, he said, yeah, and then after you lips her, after you kiss her, say, I thought you didn't want to lips me, or that'd be so G. I go,
that was a really good accent.
Was it really?
It was really good.
Thank you. I'm not gonna try again.
I like lips her. I like how they say that.
Yeah. You need to lips her. You need to lips her, G.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, please. You got Tyreek. This is how like this season, yes, it's good in many ways because of like what makes these shows good is the toxicity of it a little bit. I'm just being honest, but it's just like it's the blatant, like, this might be the word of the week, delusion that they have.
Give me a D.
when it boils down to like them giving each other advice or them talking to each other, I'm just like, that's a terrible advice.
I know.
But I Love Island.
Usually Love Island,
they're pretty solid.
Yeah,
they're pretty solid.
This year, I'm just like,
this year, it's all.
I'm not about it.
But everyone, we overheard somebody talking at Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah.
They were like, "Have you seen Love Island? Have you watched the new Love Island yet?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it on that. Mehdi got sent home, which, like, nice guy, but goodness, did he put me to sleep.
Yeah, Mehdi was just one of those guys. Like, there's always that one person in the villa where you're like, they're not going to do it for anybody. Like, they're going to ride the middle of the road. They potentially might make it to the end. They're not going to win it. We just have them here.
True.
They're like the buffer for like the new person coming in to couple up with until they find somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That was Mehdi this year, unfortunately.
I agree.
But yeah, I'm loving it so far. I'm hooked. They always do a great job. It's
just easy to have on in the background.
For sure. Well, yeah, exactly.
It's just an easy, cheap thrill.
This is what I really want to get into. So, Real Housewives last night. I would love to get your take because you've acted, you've been in the entertainment industry. Whose side are you on when it comes to Heather Dubrow and was it Brittany?
Great question.
Is her name Brittany?
No, her name is goodness. If
Brittany?
you wouldn't have said Brittany, I would have known it. Taylor. Could it be further from Brittany?
That's I mean Taylor Brittany is close-ish. Whose side are you on? Do you think Taylor should have offered up the script? Was she being nice? Did Heather Dubrow overreact? Hot take, go. Let me hear it.
Hot taken. Real Housewives of Orange County.
Yes.
New episode last night. Heather Dubrow and Taylor. Beefing.
Big beef.
Big beef. Jumbo beef.
Over a
Montana meaty beef. Over an Oklahoma cinema special.
Was it not even a movie? Like they're saying it was a movie. Nobody even made a comment to the fact of I'm like, is this like a Broadway script? Is this like gonna be on like one of those like free TV channels?
Literally.
Or is this actually like a real production where Heather like this is actually
is Heather
for real?
Paid?
Yeah,
like,
is Heather getting paid? Like you just
she said, is it what did she say? SAG or something? Like what is it? Like she was okay, so basically what we're talking about is Taylor on Orange County Housewives, but she's not even a cast member. They're they're trying to reintroduce her.
They're reintroducing her.
Yeah.
I almost asked it. It's like, oh,
why is she there?
I go, she's not even on the intros.
Yeah. So she has never acted before, and
which you wouldn't know that by the way she talks.
And she's from Oklahoma, and there's a movie, I guess, filming in Oklahoma that she got offered a part for.
No, the movie's called Oklahoma. It's that famous play.
Oh.
There's a famous play or whatever. I've never seen it, but there's something called Oklahoma. I thought that's what they were talking about.
It might be.
Which I was like, that even confused me more on. Is this a mass? Sorry to cut you off.
No. That would make sense because Heather was like, is this Broadway? Is this...
And that's Oklahoma. So that, in how I understand it, that's Oklahoma.
Okay, so they're doing that, and Taylor was like, in one of the first couple episodes, told Heather like, "You're so experienced, and like you have this, pedigree." Sorry, we'll get to that. And anyways, and so she was like, Heather, will you come help me run through my lines? Will you help introduce me to an acting coach? I don't know, whatever. And so they show a scene of Heather, Taylor, and an acting coach all together running through these lines, whatever. And when Heather gets to her house, Taylor has a script printed out and was like, they want to offer you a part as well. And no, I guess she had offered her the part when they were drinking, when it all first got brought up. And Heather didn't think she was being serious, but when she got to the house, she had the script printed out and like, this is for your role too. And Heather's like, I didn't know you were being serious. Like
I was drunk.
Yeah, she was like, let's just focus on yours today. And so Heather in her confessionals is like, if the production reaches out to me, if someone reaches out to me and like, I would love to like hear them out and like see what it's about and find out the dates and find out the information, find out the payment, like all that stuff.
I'm not just going to show up on set on, June 26th. Hey, I'm here to film, here to work.
Right. So then, whatever. So then Taylor gets real shady and goes to lunch with Tamra.
Tamra.
And
was she wearing leather pants?
I don't know, probably.
Did she pull up on her Ducati?
Stop. I'm weak. And so anyways, they bring it up as they do on the Housewives, and they're talking about it, and Taylor paints it out that like Heather shut down this role because she's too...
She said she was too... She said, you're cute. She said, you're so cute.
Which like Heather can be a little condescending at times, but I genuinely don't feel like she was being that way about this role. This little fruit fly literally wants to live in my eyeball.
Yeah.
It wants to live in my eyeball. Anywho, so Taylor's talking about Heather to Tamra and pulls up her IMDb.
Shady. Because you want to know what? That wasn't the first time she pulled up her IMDb.
Nope, she's been studying that. She knew the exact amount of episodes on each show.
She knew the exact amount of episodes on each show. She knew every single film.
Like, eat
TV
your steak
shows.
and potatoes that just got delivered to your table, ma'am. Like, move on. And so she brings it up. They're talking about it, and they're like low-key hating on her, like being like, oh, the last time she filmed something was 1990, blah, blah, blah. And Heather's whole storyline.
Tamara said the
1900s. Yeah, that is so shady. And Heather's whole storyline this season is about like her kids going off to college and how she's dedicated her last 20 years to her husband and her kids, and she's ready to get back to her career. Meanwhile, these women are hating on her for the career that she actually did have.
Yeah, and gave up.
And didn't have to, but gave up for her family, which many women do.
Yeah, that's her storyline too. So that's crazy that
she's going through that behind the like closed doors, and then they're hating on her in public.
Yep.
Anywho, so then they get to Montana, which is just a whole other thing. They're riding mechanical bulls and dresses, and it's just nutty. And Taylor decides to call Heather out about this role, and Heather just basically shuts her down and is like, actually, no, like, I don't receive this. So you asked me whose side I'm on.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Heath.
You going on Heather's side?
I'm going with Heath.
Okay. I mean, I think just for the sole reason that I don't have a side on this one. I think because that they are like being shady about it, I think, yes, Heather has a point to be upset, but she
has a point.
Went nuts.
Neither one of them were.
Because the thing is, Heather got insecure, and then Heather started running down her accolades and was like, well, I've been in this. And
Taylor goes, yes, 22 episodes.
She goes, and you saw the woman from CBS that I met
at the airport, or that we bumped into at the airport?
At the airport that did the show that I was on and
starred on.
And Taylor goes, yeah, 20 episodes. And she goes, well, what do you mean by that? She's just like,
Gina's commentary was hilarious.
With your pedigree, and I don't agree with the fact of like Heather should know what pedigree means.
She does. She's just trying to like.
She said, pedigree? Am I a dog? My dog.
Wild, but
absolutely hilarious.
Where Taylor really messed up was like, oh, and they, now that you didn't take the part, they want you to read for the part now. And Heather's like, this part that I literally don't care about, that I didn't even want. She goes, so they offered you a role and you've never acted in your life, but because my IMDb is
they want an audition tape.
Yeah.
She's like, make that make sense.
Which she even said fine, but like it was messy.
Don't tell me you want me in it. Tell me you want me to be a part of it. I ask for more details, and then you tell me then now you need an audition tape.
Wild.
Oh, those women are.
And Tamara and Shannon, I guess, are just riding off into the sunset these days.
I guess so.
They've just decided to move past. They're like holding each other, kissing each other, telling them they love each other. And like literally last episode, they were screaming bloody murder.
Yeah. Yeah. Shannon and Tamara, hopefully they can get on the same page.
I mean, it looks like they are in Montana.
Yeah, this episode. Wait till they get back to good old California,
I guess. But anywho, that's our reality update for you.
The reality
we got to watch the Kardashians today,
of course.
But my parents get in tonight, and found out bummer news that my brother can't come anymore.
Yeah, dang, Hunter.
Actually, very, very, very sad about that. And but my sister, her husband, her kids are coming tomorrow as well. So we gotta like prep a little bit. We keep the house like pretty
organized,
ready.
Yeah, pretty ready for anybody to drop through.
Because it's a system.
Yep.
No, everything 100%. Has a place.
Yep.
But yeah, so they get in tonight, and then also like I put leggings on today after I saw your whole t-shirt move. I put leggings and t-shirt on because I have to work out. I love
that. I gotta go work out today. I'm so sore.
Yeah, you've been killing it though. Like my low back's thrown out because I haven't been moving. I'm just like, I think my mental's taking a hit. Like I've barely left the house in 3 days. Think about it.
Yeah.
I left for Cane's and for Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I thought you had that was Monday. Yeah.
It's Thursday.
And then what comes after Thursday?
It's Friday again.
It's Saturday, Sunday. That's a little preview. I can't do all of it.
No,
That's a little preview.
For sure. But yeah, any last notes from you, sir?
No last notes from me. I think that was pretty much all I had on my docket.
Okay. Other than being a hot, hairless, chested man.
I'm out.
Yeah.
You're wild.
But no, I got to get back to TikTok. I'm kind of like, this is like taking a chunk out of my TikTok time because I'm a TikToker again. So
You're a TikToker again. I love that.
Yeah, I got to get back to editing my morning routine that I did this morning.
Well, let's get to it then.
Yeah. So
all right.
Thanks for listening, you guys.
Yes, like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell actually as well.
Ding,
Hit
ding,
the and 5-star podcast. You can ask questions actually on Spotify now. I don't know if that's just for certain people. I guess you can put a Q&A thing down there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But love chatting with y'all.
Loved it.
I will see y'all Friday.
And I guess I will see y'all Friday too. Yeah. And I guess that is tomorrow.
Yes.
So happy Thursday. It's the start of the weekend. I can feel it in my bones. It's July 4th weekend.
Oh.
Hey. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.